That was a long trek back to the ship.
Yes, I'm not done. I'm determined to try and make the most of this because it sucks. It's just my luck. How it's going to affect the rest of our trip is yet to be seen. Thankfully, there's no more ports at this point. Good morning, sailors. It is day 4 of our sailing aboard Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady. What we're going to do first is we're going to go to the galley, grab some coffee, maybe a little breakfast. Anyway, let's see what kind of breakfast we can find.
Well, we have not done hot off the press yet.
Not done hot off the press. I've been wanting to come there for lunch. So that might have to be a tomorrow or next day thing. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Oh, hazelnut, raspberry. Oh, they have little sandwiches. The buffalo mozzarella doesn't look bad. It took us 4 days, but we finally got to hot off the press. It's kind of tucked away back here in the galley.
Right, and now we keep going to all the other places because we keep getting distracted with other stuff. All right, I see. We've had breakfast in the galley, several mornings down this trip already, and we did not even realize that there's a lovely little outdoor deck. We can come sit out and have an ocean view as we enjoy our breakfast. How lovely is that? I'm so happy about that. Anyway, I also gotta say, I love the galley's breakfast. I love the little assortments of different things we can get. I love that I can get as much as I want. It's just like a buffet, except you're not touching any nasty tongs that everyone else has been touching.
I will take a food haul over a buffet any day. Like if you watch the rest of our Vegas videos, you know that's always been my stance.
I'm so over buffets, except for maybe like a good Chinese buffet. But like, other than that, man, I hate buffets. Okay, a good brunch buffet. Maybe one that's not like, a permanent buffet, but like a special weekend buffet. Anyway, I had to get one of those quiches again because they were so good. It's literally the same quiche as yesterday, and it's delicious. Let's try this little sausage, cheese, egg, English muffin. I couldn't think of the word there. Let's try it au naturel first before I doctor it up with ketchup. Yes, I put ketchup on my breakfast sandwiches. Shut up. It's not mind-blowing. It's fine. There might be a tiny hint of spice on that sauce. I do wish it was slightly warmer, but other than that could just be because it's been sitting out here for a few seconds as I've been gathering other stuff. If you want like a English muffin breakfast sandwich, it's a good option. I just don't think it's anything to write home about. I also got one of those pork sausage rolls I love so much from yesterday. Absolutely delicious. If you watched the last episode in our series of Brilliant Lady Cruise Days, you already know I love this pork sausage roll. But I got a bacon, avocado, and tomato sandwich from hot off the press. So let's give that a shot. But I love a BLT, so. Literally everything I expect in a BLT. It's delicious. The bread's nice and crispy. Bacon's tasty. Tomatoes crisp and cool. Avocado adds some creaminess to it. It's delicious. My little assortment for breakfast is pretty darn good, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Now, Hot Off the Press specializes in pressed sandwiches like paninis. I decided to go with 2 of them. Now, they had a ham and cheese that looked kind of delicious. Let's give this a bite. I will say it's not mind-blowing. It's not stellar, but I do love the bread on it. It's got your ham, egg, and cheese. They're using nice cold cuts of ham. Now for this buffalo mozzarella, wow, that is a soggy bottom.
Oh no.
But that is to be expected because they are using buffalo mozzarella, which is a very soft cheese that has a lot of moisture to it. It does soften the bread though, so if you are not looking for that type of texture and you're not looking for soggy bread, maybe avoid this one. But let's give it a bite. All criticism aside though, I think it tastes delicious. I am getting that soft mozzarella flavor, a little acidity from the tomato, but it tastes great.
While Paul's chewing, I'm gonna take a moment to just pan over and show you our little ocean view here. Yes, nothing for miles, though we should be arriving at Mazatlan very shortly.
Now we're gonna go ahead and finish up everything we got here in the galley, and then we will be back to get ready for our excursion. And we are moving our way into Mazatlan. Breakfast is complete. We are on our way in.
All right, sailors, it is time for us to head down to Deck 7, where we're gonna meet up for our shore excursion. I'm very excited about spending a day at a beach club. Sounds lovely. Though I do love Mazatlan. It's one of my absolute favorite ports. It's just gorgeous. A tropical paradise, if you ask me. I will give Virgin this compared to some of our experiences on Royal Caribbean. They're for the most part pretty good about the whole queuing and organization here. Now, I think we're in the right place, but there's a lot of people here right now.
A few minutes later.
So now, as James was alluding to earlier, Virgin is a little bit different in how they set you up to queue for things and how they do your excursions. We have nice little handy dandy cards. They scanned one of our bands, gave us our cards. We're all just sitting here just kind of chilling in the lounge. Quiet, orderly. The card system works. I'm pretty sure they're going to just call our number card and then we just go with our group.
And now we play the waiting game. So we're just sitting here in the SIP lounge, hanging out till they call us, which shouldn't be too much longer. I just wish that they would have actually had the SIP lounge open, because man, they'd make a killing if they offered cocktails for cocktail service, while everyone's sitting here waiting for their shore excursions.
5 minutes later.
All right, so they have called our number and we are heading off the ship.
Sometimes you don't know what number you got, and sometimes you don't know where you're going.
I mean, if you pay attention to what they tell you, you'll be fine.
Yes, but sometimes some of us are sitting here
on your phone,
yes, on your
being
phone.
a ditzy little bimbo.
Yes, and having to check social media and other stuff.
I love you, my husband, but you are a ditzy little bimbo.
I mean, I just want to make sure we ain't getting on the wrong bus and going the wrong place.
You would.
Oh my God, that would suck. But yeah, sometimes I just, okay, am I in the right line?
3.
This is always the part about excursions where I'm just okay, if I only wait a little less, I could do the zip line.
At least we're going to be on an air-conditioned bus. And we're off. Yay! All right, we are wristbanded up and heading into the Shekinah Beach Club. Now, I'm not sure if Paul was recording or not, but they recommended, they advised that while you can get down to the actual beach, the beach is not considered safe for swimming because of stingrays, jellyfish, and so some high intensity waves. So we won't be swimming on the beach, but there is several pools here and lookout spots. So we're gonna find where we're supposed to go, because honestly, I'm very confused. I don't know what's reserved and what's not.
There is a beautiful pool though that we can use.
Alrighty guys, we are here at the Shekinah Beach Club. We've got our lounge chairs, a beautiful view of the ocean, and we've got a couple palomas to start the day. I love a paloma, especially when I'm sitting near the beach, so cheers, my love. Cheers. Oh, that's good. That's refreshing. I don't know about you though. I think I'm ready to take a dip in the water. You ready to go for swimming?
About as ready as I'll ever be.
Oh, you're being a grumpy guest today. All right, I'm gonna go take a dip in the water.
Now, the Shekinah Beach Club features everything you need to have a great beach day. From Instagram swings to a pool to lounge chairs by the beach. They even have an adults-only pool tucked away. However, while the pool may look nice, this is definitely not one to lounge in because it is pretty deep. But you can swim to your heart's content, and there's even a hidden grotto. There's also a lot of spaces to just snap pics or take in all the fun decor spaced all around. Now, we paid $120 each for this excursion through the cruise line, and in the next vlog of this series, you will learn exactly why that is the most important thing to do. I always preach, book your excursions with the cruise line. Yes, it's more expensive. Yes, you will pay more, but I am also very thankful that we had booked this with the cruise line.
Now, as we alluded to at the beginning of the video, something happened that would change the course of our cruise for the remainder of the voyage. And after filming our B-roll of us going to the Instagram swings and heading back to our lounge chairs, James, of his own fault, accidentally slipped on the wet deck, took a tumble, landed directly on, and felt a pop in his bad knee. If you've been following this cruise vlog series, then you may be aware that he mentioned his bad knee in prior parts of the voyage.
Come on. I'm fatter than you are and I have a bad knee. That hurts my knees. Ow!
Oh, did I just hit you?
Yeah, it's okay. I asked to be moved to a lower top because my bad knee really kind of hurts when I have to dangle my leg like that.
And I kept that information into the vlogs because foreshadowing. What happened next was a night that had us wondering just how do you deal with an injury on the cruise, let alone an injury on an excursion. I mean, we have to get back on the ship. That is non-negotiable because while I love Mexico, there is absolutely no way that we are letting the ship leave without us while James and I would be stuck in a hospital. And the onboard medical center, even with our US health insurance, it's not covered, so that would be an insane out-of-pocket cost. So the rest of our afternoon became a blur as I was worried sick. James could barely walk, and to get back to the ship, not only did I have to help him hobble back to the tour bus, but there was a long walk from the tour bus through the port merchants and a tram to have to take it back to the ship, all while he was in excruciating pain. So dealing with all of this, I wanted to stop filming. But James, on the other hand, said, the show must go on. So without further ado, let's roll the rest of the footage that we did capture, where we at least sampled some food.
Flashback.
All right, and our food has arrived. They included fish tacos and burgers, but we did ask them for a menu and we're just purchasing some food for ourselves because honestly, we just want something a little more authentic. So we have a plate here of mackerel ceviche, which looks like it's served with the Mexican Tostitos chips, which are really awesome. And we have crispy tacos de pulpo, which are basically octopus tacos.
Which looks so good.
They look really good. So let's start digging into them here. Now we're at a little bit of an odd angle here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the ceviche, a little bit of the chip. That is really good. That is some fresh ceviche too.
All right, guys, my turn to try the ceviche here. Fresh, delicious, exactly what I want sitting by a beach. Other interesting little tidbit of information here. I just took a spill coming down the stairs and I feel so bad and feel so embarrassed because everyone was, of course, turned to look. Everyone's rushing over to make sure I'm okay. Okay, so my knee hurts a little bit, but as someone who has a bad knee, who has often takes a spill, hell, I have taken the same type of spill, getting into the Jurassic Park ride at Universal Studios. I'm like, please don't fuss over me. I'm fine, I'll be okay. I can still stand, I can still walk. It just hurts like hell, but I'm okay. And I'm sure once the ibuprofen I just took kicks in, I'll be much better. I'll be even better once I get back to the cruise ship and I can get to my Vicodin. So that being said, that's why I have Vicodin in case that happens, because it happens all too often. But I'm gonna enjoy this ceviche too. Maybe that will help me feel better. And yeah, I think Paul's right. These are the salsa verde Tostitos, I'm pretty sure.
And they're not like the ones in the US. The main difference between the Mexican version and the US version is that the US version is more flimsy and it doesn't really hold up well, but the Mexican version has a better corn flavor and it's also a sturdier chip. And they love the Tostitos salsa verde here, so I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, it just came out with these chips.
All right, guys, time for our tacos de popo. I love an octopus taco. Remember, if you see a lime, you squeeze a lime. I'm just gonna squeeze it all over these bad boys. You know, I think if I read the menu correctly, it mentioned about like an Asian-inspired sauce on it, which I'm not angry. Oh, some big octopus. That's so good. Crispy, crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside. I'm not quite sure about the sauce. Like, I really can't just quite figure out a way to describe it, but it does taste kind of Asian-inspired. And it's really yummy. And it's served on blue corn tortillas. This is really delicious.
My turn to try one of these octopus tacos. I love the fact that they are on blue corn. Go ahead and, oh, there's a whole tentacle that makes up this one.
It's so good.
That looks amazing. It's hard to describe the flavor of what makes it like Asian, but I am getting kind of a soy and ginger from it. It's almost like a little bit of a soy ginger sauce and that's drizzled on top of fried octopus. And I'm quite happy with that. The blue corn kind of rounds it out. You know what? This is a great taco. And you're sitting there with the ocean views behind you. Yeah, like I'm having a lot of fun on this excursion, despite the fact that I barely got in the pool.
You're not a water bear.
No, I'm not. I usually like to just come and vibe, you know, like I'm having a lot of fun. You know, I'm usually like the mama bear that's like, I'll watch the stuff, I'll sit and vibe, y'all go have fun. Oh, this is a good octopus taco. Now we're gonna go ahead and let James rest for a bit on that knee and we'll be back to you shortly.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the ship after these messages.
Hi there everyone, we hope that you are enjoying today's video. If you are, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing, and hit that bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode of James and Paul Try It All is released. We release new videos every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Your support means the world to us, and it allows our videos to be seen by more viewers just like you. Now back to our video. That was a long trek back to the ship.
Yes. Well, the Shekinah Beach Club was absolutely lovely. The whole me injuring my knee was not. So we are back here at the ship. I was able to hobble back to the ship. I am laying in bed here, just taking pressure off my leg. I was able to, with the help of Paul, hobble to back to the ship and back to the room. I've taken some painkillers that I have for just this reason, exactly. We're gonna relax in our cabin until it's dinner time. Paul will help me hobble to Rojo by Razzle Dazzle for dinner. So, I mean, I'm not done. I'm determined to try and make the most of this because we have been waiting for this cruise for 2 years. I'm determined to get my money's worth as much as possible and bring you the best vlog I can. Thankfully, my amazing husband's going to go out for Scarlet Night after dinner, and I'm going to come back to the room and relax and probably just, watch TV, and Paul will make sure he gets some Scarlet Night stuff here for you guys. I was so looking forward to going out tonight and having a little party time, but it's not on the cards for me. I'm a trooper. I'm determined to push through this as best as possible and not let this affect me any more than it has to. I know that, obviously when this video comes out, it's going to be weeks after the cruise, but I know a lot of you are going to, probably try an offer of suggestions and or support, and I appreciate that. I really do love you all, and it sucks. It's just my shitty luck. Hey, at least I didn't break a bone. I don't think I tore anything. Having torn things in my knee before, this doesn't quite feel like it, but boy, is my leg swollen. I just think I pulled something. We'll see how things go. But for the time being, I was at least able to, get back to the cabin and lay down. How it's going to affect the rest of our trip is yet to be seen. Thankfully, there's no more ports at this point. It's just the next 2 days are going to be sea days. Tomorrow, our plan is to try and hit up as many of the bars as possible. But I'm looking forward to dinner. I've heard a lot of things about Razzle Dazzle, or in this case, Rojo by Razzle Dazzle. So hopefully it's delicious. But for the time being, I'm watching White Lotus, and I'm going to lay here in bed.
Later that night.
All right. I'm trying to power through this. I'm in excruciating pain, but we have made it to dinner. We are tonight dining at Rojo by Razzle Dazzle, which is going to be a Spanish concept. So a lot of tapas and things like that. Now, I've heard some mixed reviews about this, but I'm excited to give it a shot. Hopefully, we enjoy our experience, especially since I am trying to hobble to get to the restaurant here. I am so eternally grateful for my husband, who is literally giving me a shoulder to lean on right now. That being said, my friends, this is for you guys. Like I'm trying to participate as much as possible for you because I want to bring you the best video that we can, and it's obviously not going to turn out as well as I want it to. But let's go check out Rojo by Razzle Dazzle, get some tasty food, and come along with us.
All right, so we've just been seated here at Rojo by Razzle Dazzle, and I do have to say, I've never actually had Spanish tapas before. So this is going to be a new experience for me. Now, the menu that they have here starts out with jamón, quesos, and pinchos, your tapas, grand plates. So we're just gonna order a whole mass of things and bring them out to the table and show it all off to you. I'm excited to dine here. Now, this is a new concept to the Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady. Let's check it out.
Alrighty guys, our drinks have arrived for the evening. I've gone with the sangria because I figured that just screams Spanish tapas. So this is the Sangria del Sol with Grand Duke de Albacete, Cointreau, red wine, orange and lemon. All right, let's give the sangria a try. That's delightful. Good orange notes, citrus you get from the Cointreau. The sherry is strong. A little bit of hint of salinity in there. A little tiny bit of like saltiness to it. All in all, very good. I'm enjoying that sangria.
So I decided to go with the CVNE Cava Brut Rosé. I love a rosé, and it's sparkling. What's not to love? Let's give it a sip.
When you can't decide between red or white.
And when you can't decide between red or white, it's delicious.
Alrighty guys, our tapas have arrived and we got a lot, so we're gonna try and rapid fire this here. Now, I'm gonna start with the oxtail montadito. Now this is gonna be made of oxtail, of course, caramelized onion, mahone cheese, and crostini on top of a crostini. Let's grab one of these guys here. I do love oxtail. So tender, melts in your mouth. Reminds me of short rib, actually. Nice and creamy and salty from the cheese. Crostini's perfectly crisp. This is a wonderful little tapa. Now I'm gonna go for my favorite beef tartare. Let's crack this beautiful egg yolk here. Now their beef tartare is going to be made with manzanilla olives, horseradish, egg yolk, and potato chips on the side. I also love potato chips for beef tartare. They're wonderfully kitschy and retro. Seriously, you don't see potato chips with beef tartare too often.
Never do.
Because it's a very 70s thing. All right, let's get a good helping there. It's not as good as I was hoping for. Honestly, I think I'm missing the Dijon that's normally beef tartare. It's missing some flavor. It's okay.
So I'm gonna start off here with the jamon croquettes with a roasted garlic aioli. These look crispy, these look soft. Let's give it a bite. You know, I quite like that flavor. It's soft on the inside, crispy on the outside. I do think it needs that roasted garlic aioli because it does need something to kind of give it that extra depth, but overall not bad at all. I'm not getting a lot of the jamon though. I'm gonna go ahead with the polpo a la grill. Now the polpo a la grill is going to consist of olive confit octopus, brown butter potato, fondue, and pimenton, which is basically going to be a cheesy octopus rounded out with a little bit of potatoes. Let's give it a bite. This one's a little complicated to describe because it's very muted as far as the pimenton. The octopus itself is a little bit on the more tougher side.
It really is.
It's not bad, but if you don't like that rubberiness with your octopus, you may not like this dish. It's okay. Now we're gonna move on to the jamon iberico with Marcona almonds. This is just something fun to nosh on. You get a little bit of your almonds, you get a little bit of your jamon. That's all the fun of charcuterie, which that's what it is. So let's give this a bite. That's a great way to start your meal. Now we're gonna go ahead and finish off all of our tapas here, and then we'll be back once the mains arrive.
Alrighty friends, our entrees have arrived. I've gone with the costillas de la matanza, which is baby back pork ribs, harissa honey, za'atar, and labna. I know that I should probably be delicate and go fork and knife it, but meh, they're pork ribs. I'm gonna pick it up here. All right, let's get this bite here. Smells delicious. I can smell the za'atar. The harissa honey and za'atar are the primary flavors there. They kind of overpower the pork itself. So the pork is not bad. It's very tender, falls off the bone, which in my experience tends to say it's been overcooked. If pork ribs should not fall off the bone. That means you cooked it too long. It is a little dry. All in all though, I'm not against it. It's not a bad dish. I think it's quite good. I just wish it would have been cooked a little bit less because it's become dry at this point. Let's try the little bit of labna though. Creamy. Now we also got some patatas bravas here, which are just fingerling potatoes with a pimenton aioli. I'm gonna go in for one here on the side, little guy. Well seasoned, good amount of salt, cooked nicely. They're very tender, but at the end of the day, it's a fingerling potato. Nothing super mind blowing.
Now I went with the chuleta a la parrilla, which is essentially going to be a Spanish ribeye. So let's go ahead and tuck in here Got. You see a lemon, you squeeze a lemon.
You see a lemon, you squeeze a lemon. Such lemony
Yeah.
juices.
It's definitely a little more closer to medium side.
How's the middle look? You can't judge from the outside. Oh, the middle actually looks even more cooked. How is that possible?
I don't know. Let's take a little bit from the middle.
Yeah, the middle looks even more, the middle looks closer to medium well than the outside, more than the outside does. How did they do that?
No, it's medium rare. I think it's closer to the medium side, but it's medium rare. I will say that steak does have some flavor, but the pimento and these shallots seem to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Right, it needs salt too.
It does need some salt.
Drastically missing salt.
I think you're gonna need to rely on all the extra garnishes for it to work. Now, we're gonna go ahead and finish up everything that we have here for our mains, and we're gonna hopefully save some room for dessert.
We have
to save some room for dessert because
we need somebody to redeem it.
we really do.
There's been too many misses on this meal. All right, friends, now it's time for dessert, and I'm kind of hoping that maybe this will be the redemption round. I've gone with a flan de queso de cabra, which is a goat cheese flan served with pecans and a smoked maple syrup. I think that sounds lovely. Looks like there's also blueberries on here. It's not bad, but I think if I didn't know it was goat cheese, you could probably tell me it's regular flan, and I would never know the difference. The smoked maple syrup is doing the heavy lifting here. The pecans have a good, crunch to them, but they're still just pecans and easily overpowered by the smoked maple syrup. The blueberries doesn't add much. It's not bad though. I do love a flan. I feel like the pecans are there for texture. If you want something light, and you especially like maple, this is a good option.
So I decided to go with a Basque cheesecake with a quince membrillo. If you're not familiar with a Basque cheesecake, it's a cheesecake that you just intentionally overbake. Oh, it cuts perfectly. It's got a great texture. Let's give it a bite. I quite enjoy this.
I'm kind of curious about the quince.
Does it add something extra?
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I think the cheesecake is a standout star tonight.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna go ahead and finish our desserts here, and then we'll be back with our final thoughts on Rojo by Razzle Dazzle.
All right, sailors. I gotta say, Rojo by Razzle Dazzle was okay. There were certain things I think they did pretty well, and other things not so well. My issue was pork ribs were overcooked, octopus was overcooked, his steak was overcooked. I'm sensing a theme.
I think a lot of things they sounded great on paper, but in execution, they probably weren't executed the
Your
best.
steak was kind of bland, despite having a lot of topping on it. The beef tartare was bland. You even said the hamon croquettes were kind of bland. I don't know. I just feel like they could have really amped up the seasoning on a lot of things, and it would have been a better experience. I'm glad we did it. If it's your first Virgin Voyage, try it. Everyone's palate is different. What we may think may not be your experience, but this is maybe one that I don't know if we would book again on a future Virgin Voyage. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and hobble me to the cabin where I'm going to retire for the night and get off my busted up knee. Paul is going to be a super sweet husband and show you guys some of the Scarlet Night events. So stay tuned, this video is not over yet.
That was crazy. We just got back from dinner and just all of a sudden that happened. That's Scarlet Night.
5 minutes later.
All right, we've made it out to the main pool area for Scarlet Night. Let's go check it out.
We are ready for our Scarlet Night finale. My name is Caricature, I'm the diva. Say hi, Cara. Hi. we ready to get this party going?
Thank you all! Tonight we honor the octopus goddess and princess safe passage for our voyage. But first, a toast to the sailor. Raise your glass and repeat after me. By the cut of your jib.
By the cut of your jib.
By the flight of the crow.
By the flight of the crow.
If there's no wind to sail.
If there's no wind to sail.
Then get out and blow.
Then get out and blow.
To the sailors!
The octopus goddess is pleased.
Arising from her depths, her spirit awakens. Can you feel her power?
Oh yeah.
Does she make you tremble?
Oh yeah.
Does she make you tremble? You'll be the ocean, I'll be the roof. Loving you breaks through the outside. I'll leave to see a light. This is Oscar night outside. Our Scarlet Night. Sailors, get yourselves ready to scream! Let's go, let's go, Everybody scream!
I want to see you open this bottle. I want to see you get it soaking wet. And remember that you
Okay, I can see why people like Scarlet Night so much. That is a vibe. Oh my god.
The next morning.
All right, sailors, it is technically the next morning. Admittedly, I passed out last night after dinner and having to take a Vicodin for my knee there. Paul went out to Scarlet Night, so why don't you tell us about your experience with Scarlet Night?
Okay, so Scarlet Night was a lot of fun.
I'm sad I couldn't join.
I know, but you probably could have heard it from below here because we are literally below the pool.
I did hear some music, yeah. I heard some raucous times there. It sounded like it was a good time.
It was loud, but it was fun. Admittedly, we did not film a lot of it because we were one at dinner, and two, I was tending to James and just making sure, you know.
His poor gimpy husband. I personally am very sad I didn't get to experience it, but I guess that's incentive for another Virgin Voyage.
Yeah.
Where I'm not going to injure myself. They were telling the story of of Scarlet Night. I heard them talking about it in the rotunda. I think on the way to dinner. So that's really cool.
So there's a whole lore,
right?
Like, if you're deep into like lore and stuff, like Scarlet Night has its own lore.
Right. I heard like a little bit, and it sounds kind of like a very star-crossed lovers, Romeo and Juliet type thing. I don't know the whole lore, but hey, again, more incentive for me to come back.
I need to come back and figure out the lore.
Right. We do like a good, lore drop. But that being said, guys, if you've enjoyed this installment, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we want to keep bringing you more cruise stuff in addition to our normal Las Vegas stuff. So if you like Las Vegas and you want to see some more cruise stuff too, subscribe to that channel. We will do another cruise in the future. You know, Vegas and cruising has a lot of overlap.
There's so much overlap.
You know,
I mean, there's Dragon Link in the smoking room.
Well, I mean, obviously, but like, I mean, you got food, you got gambling, you got entertainment, you know, you got drinking. You know, cruising is just Vegas on a boat. So that's why we figure this is a natural, you know, thing for us to do as in addition to our normal Vegas content. On that note, guys, I'm sorry that I had to kind of, you know, crap out a little bit yesterday for this video, but things are starting to look up, and we'll cover more of that in the next video in this series for day 5. But in the meantime, we love you, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support and for watching this video to the end. Until next week, have a great one. That was fun. Can't lie, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, there is a bar over here.
Yeah. Oh, let's look at the menu. Oh, they're big on the champagne here.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, Moe, Sean, that's expensive. Not as expensive as Dom Perignon, though.
I've never had Dom Perignon. One of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is obsessed with it.